Hey guys! Sorry about that being super long, but I figured I would just make a whole nother video. This way it's not super long, like 20, 30 minutes. So I figured I would just kind of cut it in half. So, with all of that of, breastfeeding and pumping for babies, that's pretty much everything. So let's get into everybody's favorite part of the story. Um, which is the babies. It's been literally a whole month since they've been born. It's been crazy. I didn't even know it's been a month. Like it's been a month. Like it's wild to me. And with seeing the intended parents every week, I actually sometimes get updates from them on how the babies are doing and all of that stuff. And it's been a crazy journey, I think, for the intended parents with the babies. As we all know, baby A has, been doing really great, and baby B has been more of our, I like to call him our rebel baby. Um, but there has been a few things that has happened with baby B that I think has been a little bit personal um, for me to share with you guys, although I'm very open about sharing a lot of things. But with this, I think in all the complications that baby B has had, I think I'll keep that for the intended parents, for themselves, instead of sharing it with you guys. Only because I know, everything they have been going through and experiencing and things like that. So I'll leave that as that, with all the things that the parents have gone with baby B being at the hospital for a month already. Um, but after seeing one of the intended parents this week, after I dropped off the breast milk, we got some great news, which really makes me happy. Um, of course, baby A is still doing great, is still doing amazing. As for baby B, I was told that baby B is still a little bit smaller than baby A, but for me, I feel like that's always going to be the case, whether them being born premature and being in the NICUs, or, twins being born at full term, basically. There's always one that's going to be bigger than the other, which, it happens. Um, as well, I was told that obviously babies are eating a lot, because obviously we know, because I couldn't produce enough milk for them. But to me, them obviously needing more milk tells me that they're both doing great, that they're eating and that they're hungry, and that everything's fine, right? Like that's how I see it as, which is great. Um, so with knowing all of that, the intended parent went ahead and let me know that, hopefully in a couple days they'll be able to take out all their tubes. The tubes for them to be fed, as well as to be breathing on their own, because obviously they were born at 28 weeks, um, and a couple days. So they have been on the tubes on being able to help them breathe. So it's been really exciting to hear that all of that is going to be coming out soon, because they're obviously breathing on their own. They're finally going to be able to eat on their own, which is really, really great. I know they have done a lot of skin to skin, because, that's very important, when it comes to a parent as well as their baby. So when I went ahead and talked to the intended parents dropping off the milk, you know, they asked me how I'm doing as well. I asked the same. And I think one of the biggest things that really, made my day, when I went and I saw them, had to be when they asked about, how my kids are doing and all of that. And, I told them like they've been great. My youngest, he literally has been dying and asking every day, how are the babies doing? Like, what do they look like? Can we see them? He has been on this journey with me from the very beginning. And obviously, he has been such an amazing little man during this whole process, to where he's only 6 and he understands the concept of what I am doing, that I am a surrogate and what surrogates do, which is something that is amazing and mind boggling to me, that a kid his age can completely understand that, compared to, my 13-year-old, where she knows everything that's going on, she understands it and things like that. It's very different when you have a teenager and, like a toddler that, process things differently. So it's really like melted my heart in that he really understands, what's going on and all of that stuff. And as well, the intended parent as well said that was excited, like, to hear that my kids want to know how their babies are doing, as well, that they want to see what they look like and what's going on with them. So I got told that day that they would send me pictures of the babies. And as they said, I did receive this week a few pictures of the babies, which was really great. And the kids were definitely excited. My littlest one, he was out of this world with seeing the babies and the pictures and things like that, and then asking, "Hey, when can we meet them?" And I'm like, "Babes, I'm sorry. I can't answer that for you. That is up to the parents if they will let us meet them. We can't just be like, hey, we want to meet the babies, let us see the babies. It's really their choice if they want us to meet the babies and see them in person. And that has always been my thing since I started this journey, like giving them the decision on how much they want to share with us, their family, So we ended up getting some great news and saying, once babies are out of the hospital and before they head home with babies, that we'll be able to get together and meet the babies in person for the first time. Which that'll be great, not just for me to, see them, but as well as for my kids to see them, because they have gone through this journey just like I did. Not as in the form of, me carrying the babies, but they saw everything that I was going through from the start of, doing the shots and the doctor's appointments up until when I got sent to the hospital and delivery and coming home. So to me, that is something that I will always remember being able to share with them. And as well, my oldest, she will remember for the rest of her life. And she has shared with her friends the journey that I have gone through, when obviously when I go to school functions, I'm like, oh, she's pregnant, she's having a baby and blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, but it's not our baby. It's like, she's caring for somebody else. So not only, am I sharing with everybody with my socials about my journey, but my daughter has been doing it as well in her own way with her friends that she has connected with and things like that. So that is something really amazing to have a younger generation her age understand what a surrogate is and what I've been doing, because a lot of them are like, well, your mom was pregnant, where are the babies, how come we don't see them, and blah blah blah. So she's able to go and explain that to them, and if there's something they don't understand, she'll come and ask me and I'll explain it to her, and then she'll go ahead and tell them, which is really great. As well as for my son, I don't know if he'll actually remember. They are still very little, and I cross my fingers that he remembers going on this journey with mommy, and carrying some babies and expanding another family. If he doesn't remember, at least we'll have pictures, and maybe that'll boggle his mind a little bit to be like, oh my gosh, my mommy did do that. So, with all that being said, babies are 33 weeks today. As well as finding out that they are 33 weeks, and Ted and Parent as well went ahead and told me that once they are 34 weeks, they will put them on formula. Although some people will always say formula is not great, formula is another option. To me, feeding a baby is what most important. However you feed them, whether it's breast milk or formula. To me, it doesn't matter as long as those babies are getting fed. So finding out that at 34 weeks they'll start on formula relieves a big stress on me. Going back to my other video in regards to not producing enough milk, I was literally ready to give up and give them till next week and then tell them I can't do it anymore. So I literally only have maybe a week left of just pumping milk for the baby, since they will be on formula now. And it's so exciting that everything this far has been great. journey wise, whether I was in pain, dealing with that rash. Well, everything that I have gone through has been amazing, crazy, and wild all at the same time, just to help another family bring babies in. Um, but yeah, we'll see where this life takes me and the rest of my journey, whether I maybe do another journey or I just leave it at this one and be proud and happy with myself on coming this far of not just carrying one baby, but being able to carry two babies. And even though they were born early, they are doing great. They are kicking. They are, you know, what can anybody ask for, whether they're intended parents or a surrogate, is that they just hope that these babies stay healthy. And that's what it's looking like as for now. So maybe I'll post another video after all of that happens and I let you guys know how that is. So, bye.